So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down on the Sunday grid, and today with a nice glass of champagne, which I thought I got nothing to do. So let's get up, have some champagne, you know, post-shower, of course. But here we are. So we have a theme of Picture Day. And this is a construction by Michael Schlossberg, edited by Joel Faliano. So here we go. Wait, real quick, I want to do a quick shout out to Shinoe333 for bailing me out yesterday big time. Got a little scatterbrained as I was uploading yesterday's grid, and I didn't change the name from the Friday grid. So that must have been confusing to a degree, and for that, I apologize. But to Shinoe333, thank you, and I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not sure, though. Thank you again. Gosh, I appreciate everybody looking out for me. I really do. Okay, so let's hop into our grid, see what we got going on today. All right, plant in a bloom. So that's your game. Maybe aha or oh ho. I never know. Flight, maybe lamb at the top of my head. I mean, that's what most comes to mind with 3 letters. Shin armor. Oh, gosh, these are called greaves. So plant in a bloom must be alga. And atypical band instrument. I don't think I've ever seen a harp played in a band, personally. Knowable without experience, probably a priori. 2 Iowans, 1930. Well, it looks like Grant Wood made it in here today, because I think this is American Gothic. There's been so much speculation all through the years on what that painting was all about. But, you know, the artist, Grant Wood, talked about it a lot. He just liked the house. You know, he was driven around in Iowa, and he said, I like that house. And then he painted what he thought would be the people who lived in that kind of house. And I think it was like maybe his sister or his sister-in-law posed along with like a local doctor or something. I mean, I don't know. Interesting story, you know. But yeah, it is. Even when I was a kid, I thought for sure the pitchfork and whatnot. I don't know. Bouncer's job, maybe IDing, though I do not like that. That is not very pretty. Slip in a warehouse. Maybe an invoice. Speaking of American Gothic, though, I think I might want to do that for my new fall look. I'm thinking maybe a nice dinner jacket or something over overalls. Why not? Bring that back. Fünf in German is cinco in Spanish. 6 Basque villagers. Okay, well, so now we've got Pablo Picasso popping up in our grid. Guernica. That's fun. Supermarket chain initials, IGA, hashtags neighbor on a keyboard. You know, it's funny, I have a keyboard right here at my fingertips, but whenever I get these things, I never look down. I think this is an @ sign and enthusiast. Okay, a nut. I like it. All right. And let's see. Proof of meeting a celeb, say. Pick. Path to Machu Picchu. Okay, well, you know, my kid's sister has been promising me to take me to Peru at some point. Maybe we should do that sooner rather than later, but I really want to see. I just want to see all of it, but I really want to see Machu Picchu. Hold on, in a sec. Patton crossed it in 1944, and this would be the Sen. Oliver Twist antagonist. I guess they're looking for Fagin here, though I think he was a secondary antagonist. La Vie en Rose is Edith Piaf. And we got acne due to pore clogging. Okay. Answering machine signal looks like it's trying to spell out a tone for me. Part of the atmosphere above most weather. Near space. Press conference organizers, PR teams. I'll put near space in there shortly. I'll make sure that it lines up. Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's just see. I'll just keep in mind that it could be wrong. Kind of like my typing abilities today and most days. Sorry, excuse for a pillowcase. Now that is funny, right? You know, it's a sham. It's a sham. Real time with Bill Maher. I'm a fan. I am. Vocalist Vicky Carr. Great. Now I have unforgettable in my mind for the rest of the day. Something to talk about, maybe a topic, and then so therefore stuff left behind by an old flame. Yeah, I think those are cinders, so let's get topic in there. I feel more and more comfortable with that. Cinders. Renovation need. Actress graph of Mr. Belvedere. I cannot remember that for the life of me. Seasonal decoration from the Old French for sparkle. And yeah, or spark actually, I think, but I think they were talking about tinsel. World Cup cheer, ole, 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 ole. And okay, so this must be Eileen. All right, but it's odd spelling of Eileen, I think. That's why I'm always like, huh? Renovation needs something per Eileen, and then per. Cause this is a nerd, so instead of a pen per. That is some pig. And writer buried in a Baltimore churchyard. Yeah, died in his 30s. Edgar Allan Poe. Manja. How about let's eat? I guess this is a permit. Yeah, renovating. I guess you would. I mean, especially here in Europe, that's for sure. Director who is part of Filmdom's Splat Pack. Yeah, and of course that's Eli Roth. I have to admit, I think Rob Zombie is my favorite member of that little group. Slovaki go with maybe a pita. No, I'd kind of say that tzatziki sauce would be good too. About 40% of a yard. Still takes me back to Austin, Texas, newly married, and we went to a bar called the Draft Horse or something way back in the day, and they sold yards of beer, these big doll. Well, I went through a bunch of those back in my beer drinking days. My wife was, hey, who wants another yard? It was just kind of fun. QB stat, how about an attempt? 12 orbs. Okay, well, looks like, do you see it in here? Because I think now we have the appearance of the Dutch artist Van Gogh. So the Starry Night. We were in Amsterdam and we were going to go see the Van Gogh Museum. You ain't getting into the Van Gogh Museum unless you made a reservation for like a good 6 months out. Gossip may be a yenta. Go on, talk amongst yourselves. Many moons, maybe an eon. Runner down under. What do we got here? Speaking of the Inca Trail in Peru. Business aim ender. Let's go ahead and get this over with. Mechanical catch is a pawl. I'm a bit of an amateur watchmaker, and so I love it when they bring in all the gears and cogs into our grids every day. Adorable one. How about a cutie? Look at desirously. I guess that's going to be eye something. Eye up. That means this is an EY. Oopsie. Like some teas. How about herbal? Herbal teas. TV host Joy Reid of the Readout. Paragon is the ideal, typically. What do we have here? About to bloom in bud. Divider's counterpart, maybe a uniter. Penguins play in it. You know, I guess we're talking about the National Hockey League here. And less emotional, no idea. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to have another. Oh, it's picture day is the theme, right? So one gemstone. Bach or Dunkel. These are loggers. Chargeable transport. Modern day Phoenicia. I do believe this is Lebanon. Now I have the Human League in my head. Wayne Abate. Fresh perspective. How about a hot new take? And chargeable transport. Just manage without. Okay, now we have the very first inelegant clue of the puzzle. Boy, just nothing worse than eek. Eek. Eking it out. So chargeable transport may be an e-bike. And so to my art lovers out there, is it showing itself to you yet? Because I'm thinking I'm seeing girl with a pearl earring. And I think that's Johannes Vermeer. I loved the art school part of my undergraduate education probably the most, but I really enjoyed just being a Shakespeare major in general. You know, Elizabethan poetry was awesome. So like One Soul and a Heart to Heart, maybe Baird. Feature of a Raggedy Ann doll, I'm thinking red hair. Less emotional. Component of the immune system. Okay, so T cells, and maybe this is icier. Name on a box of fruit flavored candy. Like, okay, so we got the Ikes here, and I haven't seen that one much. It's better than Eek, right? You know, and you know, Poe up here at 36 across. I thought that was great. Very rarely see him in as just filler, right? So that's kind of nice. Excuse me. One of two openings under a bridge. And I think this is a nostril. And I need to move my mouse. Performing, perhaps. How about on stage? Well, if that's the case, I live my life on stage. Helvetica-like typeface. Better yet, a sans serif, a sans serif. And I think this is Arial. And because of the Little Mermaid, I'm always wondering, am I spelling that right? Good name for a nuclear engineer. I'm going to go with a cooling rod. Often frayed parts of papyrus, maybe edges. And I'm going to Get You Sucker. I went to go see that in a theater. It was hilarious at the time. I'm afraid to watch it now. I'm afraid I wouldn't find it that funny. Wacky, inane, vaccine component, yes, so RNA, messenger, crazy horse and kin, and I think these are oglalas. You dig. Wash out. Let's get back up here. Let's try to stay in some sort of order. It circles the Earth. Orbit ain't going to do it. We got here Ted Lasso, footballer Jamie. I have yet to see that show. I need to just force myself to watch it. Neighbor of Montana. I think we're talking Canada, maybe Alberta. Just can't think of anything else that would fit there. Cereal with a mega stuff variety. I don't eat cereal. I don't know. Maybe are there Oreos or something like that? sauce in Philippine cuisine. Okay, so this looks like this is adobo. And I do love that stuff. It circles the earth. Okay, how about the tropic? Well, we got two of them, right? We've got Cancer and Capricorn. Frog hopping into water sound. Maybe plop. Deck out, maybe adorn. Okay, so here we go. Wash out. Maybe this is rinse. And then this gives me a ya dig. Maybe get me. It gives me get me. Con head. How about a neocon? Speaking of my kid's sister Tiffany, I think 4 timepieces. Yeah, consider them melted timepieces. But I think this is Salvador Dali, Tiffany's favorite painter of all time. And I think this is the Persistence. And I guess this would be of memory. Minute. Bridesmaid co-star. This is not Carrie Weig or something. I can't remember how to spell it. Some cameras. Now this is getting really inelegant. SLRs. It just seems like it's just in all this stuff and it's not good. Minute looks like it could be wee. Kind of dish you wouldn't want to eat from. How about a petri dish? I don't think I want to eat from it. So unreliable narrators could be liars. Country that had a nonviolent singing revolution in the late 1980s. How many times this week can we possibly get Estonia into the grid? It's just too crazy. Instrument played in the Bill and Ted movies. Yep, that's right. I think we're talking about air guitar. And I can do an impression of Keanu Reeves in every single movie he's ever been in. Whoa. Yeah, thank you. No more for me. Thanks. Childish retort. Oh, that could be anything. Let's see. I like openings. How about oculi? Lighter igniters. Flints. Okay. And shanties, lean-tos, Kvetcher's cries. Oi! That made it in again. The last time I think we saw it was a couple days ago, and it was oy vey. So, too much musically, and I think this is tropo. Sphere would be a realm. And kind of spending bill and omnibus. Yeah, I think this is tropo. So hardly a noob, a pro, and that's a bunch of crock. How about not in the dark, lit? Okay, how about pottery? Cable channel with horror fantasy programming, and I think this is the Sci-Fi Network. Canny, maybe Sly. River through Kazakhstan. Okay, Ural. You know what? Anytime you're talking about a Russian mountain range or something in Kazakhstan with 4 letters, like a river, or part of it, part of the mountain range ends in, whatever, Almaty, Kazakhstan, whatever the case may be. It's like having that clue that says, King so-and-so, Queen so-and-so, His Grace the Duke of whatever, Marlborough, attended, and then, okay, it's British, 4 letters, has anything to do with a school, just put in Eton, E-T-O-N, right, and you can pretty safe on that one. It was the same thing with the Urals, right? This mountain range goes all through Russia and then into Kazakhstan, where I spent, 6 months of my life, and, it's pretty cool, that it makes it in there, but it's 4 letters, and that's what you get. So, subject of Churchill's, never was so much owed by so many to so few, and I think that's the Royal Air Force. And kind of craft store, kit or a hint to this puzzle's themes. And I don't necessarily understand. I mean, yeah, you know, you've got the numbers in each one, so I guess you paint by numbers. I mean, that's, you know, it's kind of a stretch, but okay. I like it. Security Council member, says a USA Viking group. Politico Gallego, I think this is Ruben. I mean, you could also say a candidate for the Senate seat in Arizona. I think he's running against Kerry Lake. Vega's constellation, and I think this is Lyra, and Viking group is NASA. Okay, that makes sense. Where Macbeth fights Macduff, and that is Act 5, and once again, Shakespeare majors unite. All right, they're comfortable alone or in a crowd, and I think this is definitely me. I'm an ambivert, but I think my extroversion is an act, because honestly, I'm probably happiest by myself. Or just hanging out with Shotzi, and that's it. I'm happiest. Company that once generated more than 4,000 patents in a single year. Oh gosh, I can't even imagine. World capital that's part of the NATO alphabet. Well, I think we're talking about Lima. So again, this is the third mention of that country that my kid sister Tiffany needs to take me to at some point. No more from me, thanks. I don't know. Goes straight. Let's get up here and let's see if we can get some downs. Danced like Cardi B. Is this a W? Plugs could be wads. I want this to be a W. Is this an E? Prefix with genetics. How about epigenetics? Now what we got? Yep, danced like Cardi B, and I think this is twerks. Well, maybe not. Do I not know how to spell twerks? Oh, danced like Cardi, so twerked. Case is everything. Past tense goes straight. 2 farthings colloquially. This is a halfpenny. First time I saw that, I was in England. First time I heard it, what? Halfpenny? It's like a straw penny? Something? Large building. How about an edifice? And here we're coming in. Let's see. Go straight. How about reforms? No more from me, thanks. I'm set. Childish retort could be so. Sheath, okay, yeah, in case. And I guess so, yeah, so. Yarn label number. I would have never known that. Dilot, huh? Like some mirrors. Well, it seems like I really had a good opportunity somewhere in here to fat finger something, and I hope I didn't. But assuming that everything's okay, how'd I do, Bob? Oh, good. Fantastic. 2209. Not a terrible Sunday time. I mean, the Sunday grids are just ginormous, but they're kind of fun, right? You know, and so I used to not do them because it just seemed so laborious. And if they were at least a challenging Sundays, then yeah, there may be something more to it. Sometimes they're super easy. And this one was pretty super easy. With the exception of a few terms like Greaves and a priori and a few other things that may not be so well known, right? You know, like a dilot. I mean, I guess I need to start paying attention when I'm at Woolworths, right? You know, and what's on the yarn packaging, right? And so, but it was a really good puzzle, and I liked the incorporation of these master artists. And it was nice to see Grant Wood came into this thing, because it's not so often that you see his stuff in there. But American Gothic, absolutely. I mean, it is an American masterpiece, really. It's a priceless treasure. So, off you go until the Monday grid tomorrow, when I will see y'all for that after work. And until then, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening, wherever you're at. And, as always, until tomorrow, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Sonntag noch. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Grüß Gott. Servus. Ciao. And see you later. Cin-Cin. Take care.